Peace and love, and welcome to Black Diamond Worldwide Outreach. Today we are celebrating our Palm Sunday, which means that it is the sixth and second to last week in our Lenten season as we go into the week that changed the world from Palm Sunday to Easter Sunday. What a great demonstration we're seeing for the demonstration that we need to put in our lives metaphysically, of course, but we can look at the story of Jesus's last week on earth and translate that in how we should live and move and have our being in this world. And what a wonderful symbol the palm is. It is a symbol of peace. That is why you see people putting it all over their house, in their bedroom, their kitchen, in the office even. Some people have it also in their car because sometimes you can get a little crazy in the car too. So wherever you can place the symbol of peace, do so. And so today we look at the sixth and second to last word of Jesus on the cross, the living word that Jesus was speaking as he was being crucified. And that is, it is finished, it is fulfilled. It is finished. It is fulfilled, because really that word is such an important word in our lives and in our existence, knowing because, that's really all that we want. We want the fulfillment of life, the fulfillment of mind, knowing that there is no confusion, there is no worry, there is just a spirit of clarity, knowing that there is a fulfillment of body, that our body is not only healthy, but it is mobile. It can move, our eyes can see, ears can hear, mouth can speak, and the body is moving because, sometimes when one thing hurts, everything else hurts. Last week I pulled a muscle in my back. I still don't know how I did it, but everything else was just like out of whack, So we want that fulfillment in our body and fulfillment in our life, in our relationships. The fulfillment of our needs, our desires, our wants, our aspiration. We all want fulfillment. So let us affirm that there is the fulfillment in our every need, whatever we desire. It is fulfilled by our spoken word. So fists in the air, top of your lungs, let us affirm, I feel the fulfillment of every need of mine. And even louder, even bolder, I feel the fulfillment of every need of mine. And how wonderful is that? Friends, I want you to seek to express the perfect God body. Seek to express the perfect God body. Let us look at the sixth word of Jesus. Now, last week we dealt with the wonderful word that Jesus was speaking, which was, I thirst. And almost immediately after that, Jesus spoke again and said, it is finished, it is fulfilled. He was revealing the heights to which his consciousness had risen. Jesus' suffering was almost over now. His work on this earth plane was fulfilled. Jesus' mission was to show us the way, the truth, and the life, which he did. He taught constantly that the way to God is to forget about the human self and follow the urgings of the spiritual self, which is all within us. He taught mankind that the truth about themselves will set their heart free from bondage of hatred, regret, guilt, and fear. Through his daily life, he demonstrated the example of what the perfect God body should be. And friends, this is why we need to express constantly the God body, right? We must see, as Jesus came to show us the way, the truth, and the life. What is the way in your body? What is the end game, right? Do we want to be sitting down in the hospital during old age and hospice care with, having our memory go? Is that what we want for our lives? So we got to start using our body correctly now. Science has advanced in such powerful ways that we can, they say you can cross that bridge when you get to it. We can avoid that bridge altogether by taking steps right here and right now. What is the truth about your body? What is the truth about your life? And how does it affect your life? right now? How does it affect it tomorrow, a week from now, a year from now? How do you see your body expressing and living through this life? I want you to know that right here and right now, you will find a path to peace, not only in your body, but in your life, in your spirit, in your soul, in everything that you do. You not only will find a path to peace, but you can find a path to peace. This is why it is so important that we celebrate our Palm Sunday. It is so important that we put our palms in different places in our life, in our world, the rooms that we go into, to remind ourselves that we are the very home of peace. I am reminded of Romans chapter 12, verse 2, which says, "And do not be conformed to this world with all of its superficial values and customs, but be transformed and progressively changed by the renewing of your mind." Let us seek to have good values and ethical attitudes in our world, in our existence, so that we might know that the world may not bring us peace, but we can bring it. We can bring that peace, that love, that good into our world in all ways, at all times. Friends, believe that you have the peace that can move mountains. Believe that you have the peace that can change and regulate and control every situation in your life. And as you do, you can put your fist in the air and always affirm wherever you go, whoever you speak to, whatever you need to say, you can affirm with fists in the air, "I bring peace into my world. I bring love into my world. I bring good into my world in all ways, at all times." Yes, I bring peace, I bring love, I bring good into my world in all ways, at all times. Now, let's go on to see what Jesus did after that. So he said, it is finished, it is fulfilled. This reminds us that when we undergo a severe trial in our lives and still manage to keep faith in good, we find strength when all human effort is exhausted. It gets exhausting to live life. I think we all know this at this point, right? We put God in control, having done our best to bring the situation to a peaceful and a successful end. Jesus lived his life the best way he knew how. Are we doing this? Are we living our lives the best way we know how? Question for you, right? Jesus shared the lot with common man, and then he brought us, even today, his message, his teaching brings us to a higher and a greater understanding of ourselves, our life, our world, and to a greater consciousness. Yet, he was dying in the most violent way. His body left to be poisoned by the nails that were hammered into his hands and his feet and drained of his blood. He still found peace in his work. With all the people screaming for his crucifixion, when no crime had been actually committed, Jesus still remained a pillar of peace. He chose to act on divine law instead of reacting on the impulse of the human senses. I think we all would have just acted on the impulse of human senses. I don't know about you, but I would have been mad if I was on the cross being crucified for absolutely nothing at all. When we understand this, right, because we hear the sayings also, right? Oh, why do bad things happen to good people? No good deed goes unpunished, right? People use these types of sayings to justify bad behavior and to also justify not expressing good behavior in the world. This is why, again, I love our Keep It True Lent. My favorite lesson on the Keep It True Lent came this Wednesday or Thursday, I believe it was, the Mount of Transfiguration. Knowing that when Jesus had to pray, he went up into the mountain to pray. This means an elevation of thought. This means not looking at life or the situation from the same way or the same looking that the same pathway that we're seeing the experience, but looking at something higher, going from the mortal to the spiritual. Friends, I want you to remember that you can elevate your thought. You can elevate your thought through prayer, through meditation, through focusing exercises. When you come up to these situations, you can be so focused in your spirituality, so focused in an elevation of thought and spirit that you can de-escalate negation and elevate that good thought. You can elevate the good energy. When I think about elevating energy, I think about the law of thermodynamics, right? It states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred or transformed. Friends, you have the power of transformation. It is true that life can be difficult, with all its confusion, all its doubt, all its fear. But friends, the power of transformation lives in you. For any situation, you can turn your fear, your want, your worry, your guilt, your shame, you can turn that into faith. It's so important to remember that your guilt and your shame, it needs your attention in order to be relevant, right? It needs your attention in order to be relevant. So we must let it go. Sometimes we have things in life that we are so uncertain about, and sometimes things just come up in our world where we didn't expect it. I call it the tsunami effect. Because when you hear about people that experience a tsunami, right? The problem is that they're looking at, or even a tornado, they're looking at it and they can't even grasp what's going on, you know? And then the tsunami comes because it's not something that we see every day. And we must realize that this, many times, is how we handle abuse in our life. It's how we handle negation in our life. We've been praying, we've been faithful, you know. We say, okay, good people in my world, but then we have the negative people coming into our world. And we're so shocked by what's going on that it takes us a while to react, right? We sometimes even, it's happening so long because we stay in that state of shock so long that we start to get situation fatigue, right? When the situation's so long that we don't have the energy to change it. We start to lie to ourselves and saying, it's not that bad. The situation is not that bad, you know, or we become too lazy to change it. But again, the power of transformation lives in you. Put your fist in the air and say, I have the power of transformation. I have the power of transformation. Friends, one thing I want us to remain aware of is that we give away our energy so much, right? We give away our energy, especially in intimate relationships, not just, you know, sexual relationships when I talk about intimate, but also family relationships, work relationships, those close and meaningful relationships. We give out our energy. I think we've all been out with our friends, right? And, you know, maybe you have a friend that's a little loose, whatever you interpret that to be, and their ex walks in. Next thing, they're hiding behind you. They're hiding behind bar stools, hiding behind pillars in the club or in the bar, wherever you are, right? You could be in the supermarket. They hiding behind the fruit stand because they don't want to see their ex, right? All those emotions are still there. We must remember that when we give so much away to other people, we forget who we are, right? Those people, when I realize those people hiding behind bar stools and everything away from their ex because they don't want to be involved, it means that their ex, whoever, still has a hold on them. They still have pieces of their energy, and every time they see them, they know that that person has a piece of their energy, so they must hide because they will not face the truth. Friends, take back your energy. Take back your fear, your doubt, your worry from other. Take back your life. The life and the energy that you have given to other people. Get control of those emotions. Get control of your life. A relationship does not mean that you have to give up yourself. I always remember there's a video with Eartha Kitt, no makeup on. I think she had like a cigarette and a martini in her hand. And this guy was interviewing her. And he said, wouldn't you want to compromise? And she's like, compromise for what? And he said, if a man comes into your life, wouldn't you want to compromise who you are so that you can keep him? And she laughed. I mean, one of those belly laugh. I think she's still laughing. And this video was probably shot in like the 50s or 60s, right? She was just like, me compromise who I am because someone comes into my life? She said, you got to think about that again. And this is what I encourage each and every one of you to do. Now, listen, it's good to be in a relationship, and it's good to the word is not compromise, but it's good to see the other person and maybe make changes in our lives so that we can be more accommodating to the other person. But you cannot lose yourself. You cannot forget who you are as a blessed child of the universe. And if you have to change who you are so that people can stay in your life, it is never, ever worth it. You lose yourself. And all of a sudden, you start regretting that other person and become hateful to the other person, not even knowing why. It's because you've given so much of yourself away that you don't know who you are, and therefore they don't know who you are. They're only treating you from the lies that you told them, not the truth about yourself. Now you mad because they thought that you wanted this, but that wasn't you. Like I said before, you're giving people your representative. You're showing people your representative and not your true self. If this is you, if you have given away your energy in different relationships, different people, different family members, right? At your job, your boss, if you have given yourself away, take control. Remember who you are. Put your fist in the air and affirm with me, I never forget who I am. I never forget who I am. I am a blessed child of the universe. Hug yourself. Just wrap your arms around yourself and say, I am a blessed child of the universe. Let your own body heat bring that warmth of the hug that you may desire from other people. Know that it can be for yourself. This week on our Facebook and Instagram pages on Black Diamond Worldwide Outreach, I posted a quote that said, if they stop talking to you, don't trip. Well, if you weren't born in the 80s or 90s, when you say don't trip, it means don't get all crazy. Don't, get your head all in confusion. Don't worry about it. The thing is that God will cut off an infection to keep it from spreading. Some of us have allowed and invited cancerous people into our world. Some of us have allowed people that do not bring our highest good into our world, and that's fine. It takes all kinds. But guess what? You have a life to live. You have a body to stay healthy. You have a mind to stay focused and out of confusion. You have a life that you want to experience joy and joy alone. The older that I get, I realize that I don't want to spend my time with people who are going to waste my time. I want to bring people in my world that are going to uplift me, that are going to do and see great things in my world today. Now, boldly unsubscribe from what people think you should be. I learned that this week. I love watching The View, for anyone that knows about The View. And they had a guest on, Lily Singh, this week. And she has a new book called Be a Triangle. And they asked her, what does it mean, be a triangle? And she said, well, I was trying to build myself, build my spirit, build my life. And she just Googled, what is the most sturdiest structure when people are building, and she found that it was the triangle, right? We all learned that in school. The triangle is the sturdiest, strongest, supportive structure that builders use in order to start building big, strong structures. So she said, B, a triangle. But she also reminded me that she had to unsubscribe from what people will say, what people will do, the opinions of others. She had to learn to live above her wants, her needs, or I should say other people's wants and needs, and focus on hers. Today I want to instruct you to do the same thing. You don't need to live in the opinions of others. You and God are a majority. You and this all universal force, you are a majority. Therefore, you can conquer. Therefore, you can do all that needs to be done, knowing that you are a triangle. In other words, you are strong, you are sturdy, you are supportive of you, and it is enough. It is enough. You don't need other people to support you so that you can be held up. It is all in you because you are a bold expression of God power. You are a bold expression of all that can be and needs to be in this world. Fists in the air, top of your lungs. I am a bold expression of God power. One more time. I am a bold expression of God power. Anytime you feel weak, anytime you feel that you do not have the strength, that you do not have what it takes, remember this affirmation. Make your fist even stronger and fight the negation, fight the doubt, fight the worry, fight any thought that tells you that you are not good enough because you know better. You know better. Today you know. And if you didn't know better before that affirmation, now you know. Now you know that yes, I am a bold expression of God power. Friends, the last point I want to leave with you, of course, comes from our Keep a True Lens. Because it's just an amazing book, and the lessons that we have in there are so wonderful. So today it talks about Palm Sunday, right? Even if you don't have a church you can go to, now they sell palms in the supermarket. You can go and get one, or go to like an older person that goes to church, ask them if they can pick up a palm for you. Now, the symbol of this is that this was the last week of Jesus's life. So the first thing he did was he rode into Jerusalem. And as he did, people put palms in his way. It was just a symbol of peace again, right? So they, in joyful obedience, went and put palms from the palm trees on his way. Now, as Jesus was riding into Jerusalem, which means a place of peace, he rode a donkey. Now, we know that the donkey is the most stubborn animal on the planet, right? There's another word for the donkey, but I'm not going to say it here. But you know it begins with an A, ends with an S. Not going to say it, but y'all know what it is, right? Now, what does this mean? In order to come to a place of peace, you have to master the animalistic thoughts, words, conditions, people. You have to master the forces, the conditions, the thoughts, the actions, all these things that threaten to harm your life. Today, friends, you can master it. You can master it and find your place of peace. As you do this now, I know that you are living a great and wonderful life, moving and being shaped in a great and a wonderful way. Fist in the air, affirm this last affirmation with me. I master thought. I master life. I master thought. Friends, today, go forth and know that you are the master of your thought. You are the master of your life. And as soon as any negation comes in, you say, my joy is fulfilled. In this situation, my joy is fulfilled. It is finished. It is fulfilled. And I move forward into that which is for my highest good. Friends, I want to thank you for visiting us here at blackdiamondworldwide.org. Please remember to visit us on our Facebook and Instagram pages at Black Diamond Worldwide Outreach. We post inspirational quotes throughout the week. And just remember to like, follow, share, and comment so that we can get those good algorithms going and share it with people. Share, invite people to just share in this great and wonderful energy, this positive energy in the world. And as we do, I know that we are truly moving forward into that, which is for our highest good. Have the best week ever. It is the week that changed the world, and I know it is a week that will change your world. I love you. Be blessed.